I'm Judy Shaw for NYSE Floor Talk. Joining me today is Sean Gleason, CEO of the Professional Bull Riders, and Bobby DelVecchio, who is the co-founder of PBR and also a legendary bull riding cowboy from the Bronx, Bobby. Sean, Bobby, it's wonderful to have you here. Welcome back to the New York Stock Exchange. Always great to have the Professional Bull Riders here.
Good to be back. It doesn't seem like the start to a year until we're on the floor down
I
there.
agree. So now you rang the bell just a short while ago to celebrate the 30th anniversary of PBR. I know, Sean, you've done it many times. Bobby, your first time, but tell me, what was it like to ring the bell?
For me, it was like a bull ride. I was waiting for that bell to go off, but I'm the one that had to ring it, right?
That's right.
You knew about it. And at that you usually could feel you're either 6 or 7 seconds, so you think you're going to make the whistle, but sometimes you don't.
Mm-hmm.
But the adrenaline was there, absolutely, without a doubt.
Oh,
you know, we're in a place in New York City that makes the world go round.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's just what the stock exchange does. This is what makes the world go round.
Yes.
Right here from the heart of New York City.
Right here. Now, Sean, you've done it many times. What was it like for you?
For me, this year it was a little more normal. I was supporting bull riders, which is what I've done for 23 years. So I was just giving Bobby the old, come on, hang on to that bell, hang on to that bell for all 8 seconds. But it was 10.
He was cheering you on there.
Yeah. It was different. I asked him 6 times now, when do I press it?
And I kept saying, wait a minute,
29.50.
Well, you did a great job.
I also did it this year without my hat because I gave it to Chris.
That's right. You gave it to Chris.
Yeah, so
Taylor.
everybody got to see my bald spot and how little hair I have.
All right, well, next year, hats for everyone.
Hats for everyone.
Okay, so now let's talk about the sport. Now, PBR has definitely grown to be very popular, and it's not just a U.S. sport, it's an international sport. So tell me, what do you attribute this success to, Sean?
Well, at the core of it, it's the greatest bull and human athletes in the world that put on a show for fans that can come from any walk of life. And we proved that right here in New York City. 16 years we've been here out of the last 17. And if you can make it here, you can make it anywhere. It's the adrenaline, it's the sport, it's a 8-second NASCAR wreck every time that chute gate opens. Everybody wants to see that, but they don't want anybody to get hurt.
Yeah.
Right.
And when you wrap that in a really contemporary entertainment package like we do with world-class production, you get a sport that is good for families and people of all ages. So that's what we do.
All right, now, Bobby, tell me, how does a boy from the Bronx go on to become one of the world's best bull riders?
Very carefully, you know. But I grew up in a tough neighborhood, and when I was just telling you earlier, 50 years ago, I'm in front of Madison Square Garden shining boots at the rodeo to help pay my entry fees to the rodeo I'd go to in New Jersey. And it's what I'm humbled, and it's been an honor. I've been blessed with a great life. And you know, it's just the mental toughness, and growing up in the city, for everybody, there is a mental toughness that you develop. And when I went and got on my first bull, I knew I was in love. I knew this was what I wanted to do and was going to do it, and I did it.
Yeah.
You know, for 20 plus years I rode bulls, and then we got the PBR involved, and Sean, and you know, the 20 guys that put it together. We just wanted to do something better so the next generations can have it better. And it would be a standalone bull riding like they are today, instead of a full rodeo with all the different events. And then, like Sean said, talked about the fans, they love it. I mean, it's just what it is. It's just, you can't get enough of it, you know. And the bulls today are worth $500,000 and $750,000. That's unheard of, you know. They're athletes. The bulls are athletes, just like the cowboys are athletes. And you got a lot of great contractors that are breeding cows to raise these little champion bulls, and the sport's going to grow some more pretty fast. We wait and watch and see.
All right, now, so speaking of that, how do you plan to grow the sport? Tell me that, Sean.
Well, you know, we've been on a very solid trajectory of growth since day one, but I always tell people that it's like pushing a big, heavy rock up the hill. You know, you can never let it go of it, or it rolls right back over the top of you. Winning fans one at a time, but really in the last few years, and COVID kind of put a little damper on the growth, but in the last 5-6 years, I felt the rock start to slip away. Momentum was on our side, and it was rolling uphill by itself, and maybe cresting over to that downhill run. And
it's like riding a bull. When you ride one, it feels good. When you don't, it don't feel good.
Yeah.
You know.
And so I think we're just going to do more of what we've been doing for 30 years, which is winning fans one at a time. spreading the word, and getting people to give us trial. One of the big challenges we have is most people think it's not for me, you know, and because they don't have any touch points. A guy like Bobby had to, you know, there was a 1 in a million chance that he discovered bull riding, being a New Yorker, and so we just have to keep spreading the word, and that's why it's important we're here in Madison Square Garden, the media capital of the world.
Oh yeah.
But we've got bull riders that come from all over the world: Brazil, Australia.
Yeah.
There's PBR Australia. There's PBR Brazil. I mean, it's just
You're an
growing.
sport.
Canada too, right? Now, am I missing
Yeah,
any?
yeah, Mexico, a little bit of Mexico.
Yeah,
So.
and it's just growing leaps and bounds. And you know what it is? It's what we give to the fans. It's our love, and they support us, and they've made it happen, along with Sean and his talent and all the people that he's put around him in a good big circle. And I see the next billion-dollar bull rider here in the near future. As the team,
Mommas should let their babies grow up to be cowboys because
yeah.
we're paying them a lot of money, and it's and it's still a good kept secret among athletes, and so we want more fans, we want more athletes too. More people should try bull riding as a profession.
Yes. So now, Bobby, you and along with almost 20 of you that invested $1,000 to start Bull Riding League, and look at where it is today. How does that feel?
It feels pretty good, but money's great. I mean, hey, let's not face it, everybody likes a lot of money, right? But it was, the drive behind it was we can do this on our own, right? We can take it out of rodeo and start doing these standalone bull rides. To make it for the next generation, for them to be better, it wouldn't be so hard to have to travel 100,000 miles a year to every city in the country and make $20,000. And in the beginning, we had a guy named George Michael, God rest his soul. He was very inspirational. He had a show, The Sports Machine, on NBC. And he came to fill some of the standalone bull ridings and talked to us. And he really helped us a lot and put us through it. And here we are. Here we are today. Yeah.
Here you are. And there's some news out today. So Sean, today you announced the sale of the final 2 teams in the PBR Team Series. What's the future of the sport?
Well, that was one of our major goals for a number of years. It was one of my goals, is to really kind of redefine the sport and introduce new aspects or angles to it. And we experimented for a lot of years with team bull riding. And it was well received by the fans and the riders, and so we formally launched PBR Team Series this past year and had the first season of it. We had sold 6 teams out of the gate to individual owners, and we held on to 2 of those, but the demand for the teams was so high, we were going to hold them for a couple of years, but the number of people that called in wanting to get a franchise, so we just recently sold the Oklahoma Freedom to Heath Freeman and a group of investors that are going to be fantastic owners in the league. And then Richard Childress of NASCAR fame bought the Carolina Cowboys. And so we've sold all 8 of the original founding teams, and we're now evaluating what expansion might look like at some point in the future.
Amazing, amazing. Well, that's very exciting news. And it's always wonderful to have you here to celebrate PBR. Congratulations on 30 years. It's an amazing anniversary.
I know, 30 years.
All right. Next year, cowboy hat.
Cowboy hats
we
for
will be
everybody.
doing this. I will be wearing a cowboy hat.
I'm not giving mine
Don't
up.
give up yours. You come with one for everyone.
I'm also going to have a couple buckles made up of the medallions I've received over the years.
Oh, yes,
so
indeed. Can't wait to see that.
They'd make a good buckle.
All right, well, thank you so much for joining me.
I'm coming back whether they want me to or not.
Oh, you're definitely coming back. We're going to do this again.
I'll sneak in if I have to. I was good at that when I was little.
Thanks for joining me today.
Absolutely.